Hello YouTube. Well, this is what it looks like with the drawers in. They are big. They fill up the hole. I gotta access them from the sides because they basically fill up the whole storage. They're 26 inches deep, and which is fine. I'm looking for storage, not so much. This is not a lot of convenience to get at stuff. This is a better way to store stuff. Anyway, and raise the refrigerator up. And today I'm doing the face frames, or the faces. Now the faces on these, I want it to look really nice. So it's coming out of one piece of plywood. I've got a piece that's longer than this, and so I can cut this door and then cut each individual drawer face and get them installed. So when it's done, it's gonna look like it's one piece. Now, I've numbered the drawers because once I get them all fitted, then I'm going to finish them, and I want to be able to remember which one goes where. So, and all these notches, these are for child-proof locks and magnetic ones, so there's no latches on the outside like I have done before, and so they'll be nice. And I've got a mess of them. So, all right, so I got them numbered, and because of variances in the ceiling and so on, this piece is not square. This is, each of these is, this one is not. So I'm going to cut one a little oversized up here and then trim off to make it fit, if that makes any sense. So let's go outside, and I already know that the greatest width on this is, or depth, is 12 inches. So I'm going to cut piece 12 inches and then one to fit here, which I've got to measure. So I'm going to cut a 12 inch, then I'm going to cut a 6.5, and then I'm going to temporarily mount that and measure each one down so I get them all perfect. All right, so let's go outside and I'll show you. I've got another new toy. Another new tool, and I want to thank my friend Fritz for introducing me to this. I put off getting it for a long time, but it makes making accurate cuts on big sheets so much easier than trying to wrestle a piece of 4 foot by 8 foot piece of plywood onto a table saw. So let's go outside and I'll show you how I'm doing that. Okay, this is my new tool. It's from Craig, the same people who make the pocket hole jigs that we all use, and you can set it up left or right. I happen to set it up so that I'm cutting. I like to stand on the left side of the saw and cut, but you can adjust this up to 24 inches wide, so I can rip right down the center of a piece of plywood. But the way it works is that piece goes right along the edge and it just follows along. So right now I'm cutting the door and for the top, and as I go, easy gets sanded off. I'm just going to put a little arrow to indicate where the top is. That way I can keep all of these oriented. I'm doing it on this one on the front, but the rest of them, when I cut them, I'll put it on the back, and I'm going to number them. Remember, I got the drawers numbered 1 through 4. So let me show you how this works. And of course the battery went dead. That's why I got 6 batteries. There we go, there's the door. So now I'll just cut the next one and we'll go from there. Alright, before I finish these, I'm going to test fit them. I still got to cut the ones for the bottom and down here, but I put these 2 boards sticking out to give me something to rest this on and a reference point. So that once I get this first one in, then I can use the faces to the next one on up. So I got a line that I was measuring. I want it to come a little bit onto here, so it's going to miss the door, but it's going to impact here and this piece, and we'll give it nice. So that looks good. So what I'm going to do is now I can pull the drawer out a little bit after I make another reference line so I don't mess it up that way. There's the edge of the drawer, so right there. Don't be afraid to make little pencil marks, as you can always you can always sand them off. Eventually there's going to be a number of these. I'm using 1.25" pocket hole screws to attach them. But right now it's simply going to be to hold it in place, make sure they all fit, get this door right, and then I can finish them. The hardest one is going to be this one, because of how I have this handle or this in here, but I have more clamps. You may have heard me say on previous videos that you can never have enough clamps. And I got a lot, but it's not enough. So then I can just pull this out. I might put the 2 screws in, and that'll let me double check. I can always move the screws over as needed. and this side is just a little high, and this one's a little low. So I can adjust this up and down a little bit before I finish. Once I get this first one in perfect, then we'll go from there. Took a little bit of playing and get it just right. And now I can take drawer number 3, be able to get that matched up perfectly with this one. And I am gonna slip a thin piece of cardboard in between just to give me a little bit of space. And that way they won't be rubbing against each other. So, let's see. This will work, because this is down to this last sheet or two. And first thing I want to do, I'll get a couple screws ready to go, and we'll get this next one in. Now when I go to put it back in, I can obviously use these the screw holes as locating marks. Okay, that side up. Just the cardboard there. Ah. And I want to make sure the ends are lined up. And obviously I got to raise that end just a hair. That's why I do the test fits. Well, I'll get to this. Let me show you when I get this in, and I'll get this piece cut. Alright, there they are installed. I got a little tweaking to do, but now I got to cut that piece. And then I could take them all back off and get some urethane on them. The door still opens up. It's, you know, it may not be perfect, but it's good enough for me, other than I got to tweak that one drawer in just a little bit. Okay, this side is finished, other than I haven't put the latches in these top drawers because they're so narrow I can't get in there to screw the catch on. I'm using these little magnetic latches that just take a little magnet to undo. They're basically child-proof. There is a lever on the back that I can lock them open if I want to. So I've got a number of these little magnets that will be able to open up all of this. Closet door, just magnets holding that closed. The top one, I've got these struts on either end, and they hold it pretty tight. There's not going to be a whole lot of anything sliding around in there anyway. All these drawers will have them, and again, they open up pretty far. By matching the plywood, the grain flows up through all this. I didn't have enough to do down here. I did get the one down the bottom. So these I had to use a different plywood, so it's a little different. You see, this is latched in pretty tight. If I get this magnet in just the right spot, surprisingly, this opens up off camera. I will get used to this. It's already become my junk drawer. This is cables and just miscellaneous things for the cameras. But when it shuts, it's latched tight. Down the bottom here, I have the heater in there. I still have to put a hole through here to let for the duct to come out. What I did with that, because I want to be able to get in if I need to service the heater, I did the same thing. Because I put the same kind of catch in here. Somewhere in there. Anyway, there we go. I got a catch so I can just pop this thing open if I ever have to, and I put a spline down the bottom. And that should hold it in place if I ever need to get at the heater. So that's this end. And my light just turned off, go figure. Anyway, so that's this part. Now I gotta do the other part, and I've got the drawers made and I'm working on it. So put this magnet someplace handy, and I'll see you in the next video. See you down the road. Be safe, my friends.